Hi guys, ImPacT just here, and today I'm bringing you another Call of Duty video. And today this is going to be the Legends of Tomorrow review, and I've left it very late from usual. It's currently 8:30 on Tuesday night. This video should have already been out. I was going to do it this morning, and then I put it off. I played some games instead on FIFA, and I did tweet out that I'd do it later, as in around about a few hours ago, probably after my dinner, which was probably 3 or 4 hours ago. Probably 4 to 5 hours ago actually, and I just didn't get it started until now. It's just gonna be regretted because I've still got to do another one after this, which will be The Walking Dead. But anyway, the review. Again, I didn't watch the episode back, so I might have forgot some things. I tried to watch it back, but I got about 6 minutes in or something like that, and it just didn't work after that. So I think I remember a fair bit. I've written some topics down about it just so I can, off the top of my head, what I remember. So I remembered a lot more than I thought I would. But we'll get started into the Legends of Tomorrow review right now. Right, we start off with Cronus is attacking the ship, just because Cronus, that's what he does, you see. He gets into the ship, and that is when you see the ship take off. He disables Gideon and does some tampers with the ship to make it fall through endless time, or through the time gap, so it's not going to be in any time, it's just flying throughout. So they're not actually in the time at this current point, but the rest of the team is, or the team what's not on the ship is. But Cronus also goes to the jump ship and takes Snart with him, so Snart actually gets stolen, and so to say, by Cronus. But then after that we jump back over to Sarah, Kendra and Ray, who has been stranded in 1958 because the ship's obviously gone. They have a bit of a talk, and it goes to 10 minutes later, and then it goes to 2 days later. I think 2 days later is when they get the apartment they live in. So, and Ray starts to build a device what allows it to be the same radio wave or something like that with the with the ship, so they can track where it is. But because it's not actually in the world, they can't physically track it down, so it doesn't work, and he gets a bit disappointed with it. Then it goes to 2 weeks later, and then Sarah gets a bit fed up and leaves. She goes back to the League of Assassins to rejoin the League, and you pretty much don't see her for the rest of the episode, and then you see her right at the end. By that at the end I mean like the last 15 minutes, so to speak, a third of the video. So yeah, not pretty much the whole video. Yeah, but it goes to 2 years later after that, and then Ray and Kendra are sitting down in the park having a picnic, and Ray proceeds to open a briefcase. Oh wait, before we get there, actually, I did not explain something beforehand. Ray's become a teacher, a science teacher, and in his class there's someone called, I don't remember the first name, but the last name's Gates. And then he speaks about William Gates, and then, of course it's gonna happen. What's it? Ray just mentions your son is Bill Gates, and he notes that down, like the father, and so that's got a ring to it. So that's where Bill Gates come from, apparently. Obviously not in real life, that is. But yeah, Kendra shows up at the door. The class gets dismissed. Them two go to the picnic. Kendra's actually a librarian as well, funnily enough, and she hasn't accessed her powers in 2 years. Ray hasn't used his suit in 2 years, because they didn't need to. But then they go to the picnic. There we go, we get back to the picnic. They go back to the picnic, and Ray proceeds to open a briefcase to give her a present. It's his little device, and that 5-piece was lovely, trust me. Pretty good, goddamn good. he gives the present one, which is his radio wave device, which will shut down the ship. But he's put on a bomb as well because they thought they would destroy it together. And he says, before we do that, I'm going to give you one more gift. And he opens the briefcase. Camera view shows it is an engagement ring, but the signal is the device picks up the signal, and the Wave Rider comes back on onto the Earth because Gideon finally rebooted and went back to 1960 because it's 2 years later, which felt literally like no time to the professor, what's it? I can't remember his name. Jax and Rip Hunter. Barely any time for that. So the engagement ring isn't actually given, but they do get back on ship. Ray's not entirely happy because he was building a life. Kendra is happy because she wanted to get back to what she wanted to be doing. But yeah. They work out where Sarah is over the long run. They ended up nailing it down to the League of Assassins because that's the one thing she mentioned within 1958, because that was a time back when she was with Ray and Kendra. Snart finds out Cronus is Mick. So Mick's not dead. He's in fact mazed out to where Cronus' armor, so everyone thought it was Cronus, which is pretty smart to be honest. But we'll continue in game 2. We're only about halfway through my points, and we've only got half the video left, so we're under half the video, so I'm gonna have to speed through this. Yeah, Mick returns to 1960 to get the wreck the ship and kill the team. But then after he leaves, Snarl then shuffles along a pole he's on to, breaking 2 segments of it, not getting free just yet, knocks his gun off and uses his feet and toes to position his cold gun to freeze his hand and shatter it into many pieces, so he can't get free. So he does that, he breaks free, team gets captured by the League and Sarah, because Sarah doesn't accept it at their back, and Sarah ends up, or Rip actually challenges Ra's al Ghul, the original actor as well from Arrow, to a duel. He makes Sarah do the fight, and then Kendra steps up to do the fight because of power. The power she withholds about getting her to stop once. She can try and remind her what she is. Sarah ends up stabbing Kendra through the wing, so not too much damage to her herself, but her wing does get damaged. Then Kronosaur / Mick arrive and gets wrecked by the whole team pretty much. Sarah gets a suit, they all destroy him. And Ray just absolutely goes mental on him, uppercuts him and smashes him on the floor, and then all the whole team's around him. And then he goes to get his gun, and then he gets kicked by Sarah, and that's him knocked out. Snart ends up showing, oh that's slightly before, no that is after. He gets knocked out but he wakes up and stands on his knees when Snart shows up, and then tells him to reveal himself pretty much, and then I think it was thingy, what's his name, Jax, who took his helmet off, and it was Mick, and they was all pretty shocked to be honest. They needed an explanation. Sarah leaves the League, gets back with the team, Mick gets locked up on the ship, and then Snart lays on a bed and his hand gets rebuilt. The machine, he's got like, Rip got samples of DNA and all of that, and his hand literally gets auto-repaired by the ship's technology. It's absolutely mental. It's the first time it was used because that's the first time someone's lost something on their body really. So not too bad, not too bad. Ray and Kendra actually finally become a couple, and Kendra seems pretty gassed about it because it's the first time she's actually got to decide her own fate instead of going with Carter all the time. By Carter I don't actually mean Carter in this life. Oh, segment 3, Carter in this life, which is just eternity pretty much for her to do. And then the last bit I do remember is they travel to the 22nd century. So, wait, yeah, 2100s. I'm pretty sure it's 22nd century. Yeah, so they travel to the. I think it's. I put the 2100s because I can't remember the exact day. I think it's 2144 or something like that. So 20 years before Rip's son gets killed. But yeah, that's all I remember about the show. I'm gonna give the rating probably a 9.6 out of 10. It's absolutely an amazing episode, but to get that slightest bit better, would have to seen more action, to be honest. You need the action. Hang on, yeah, can't give it a 0.04 for that extra action. Let's release it back down to like a 0. Let's remove that. Let's give it an 8.9 rating out of 10. That's more plausible. But yeah, that's a pretty good episode. Next week should be. Wait, it's on a break for a week. Anyway, he was on break for 2 weeks, came back for 2 weeks, and it's on another couple of weeks break as well, which I don't understand. It's a bit silly. It's on a 1 week break actually, I think. But anyway, in the description of this video there'll be a link to my Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. No, I don't even know why I keep putting Facebook in there because I haven't used it in a while. Twitter is the place where you will be getting updates from most of the time. So follow the Twitter, and there will also be my gamer tag planted in the description as well if you want to know what that is, to send messages or anything like that. It's your call. But this episode is coming to a close, and I hope you did enjoy it. The first game we actually went 48-7, and this game is coming to a close, but we do go 42-4. So overall, that's 90-11. Not too bad if I say so. But if you did enjoy this episode, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the Walking Dead video in a few hours. This should go up around 9:30. See you later.
They were no match for us.